got strengths. And they got to have a real conversation about giving this man $60 million, because we talk about that credit card bill being due and talk about paying all these guys, top of the market. That means for CeeDee Lamb, he's going to ask for more than what Tyreek Hill got. That means Michael Parsons. That means he's going to ask for more than what Nick Bosa got. That means that you won't be able to fill some of these holes, these major holes that you have. You better bring some high character, tough guys in here, man, because these guys are not, they're not strong or mentally or physically when it comes down to it. And, you got to win with toughness. This team is built like, the Phoenix Suns. This team that's great during the regular season. But tell me what the record is when it's against teams that have above 500 records. Their record is below 500. So they got to do something about the culture. I think this is status quo. I don't expect anything to change.
I was incredibly disappointed with Jerry Jones electing to keep Mike McCarthy because I felt lied to. I felt the world was lied to. When we bring up his mortality, and I saw people a bit uncomfortable with you, Bart Scott, this morning when you were bringing up his mortality, you were right, they were wrong. Because you weren't bringing up his mortality as you were trying to push him into the grave. You were acknowledging that Jerry Jones keeps bringing up his own mortality and the fact that he believes he's closer to the end. He is the one who has said that. He is the one who has attached a level of urgency to it. He is the one that said he would give anything to win another Super Bowl before his days are over. That wasn't Bart Scott doing that or anybody else. That was Jerry Jones himself. And so to know that, and to know that you messed up for 9.5 years with Jason Garrett as your coach, and to just show the popularity of the NFL, of the Dallas Cowboys specifically, not to knock him because I think he does a good job on NBC, but considering what his record was as head coach for the Dallas Cowboys, how the hell you get the job on NBC? That's a different question for another day, okay? Because I saw in the 9+ years that Jason Garrett was the head coach, 4 times he finished 8-8. Another couple of times he finished below 500. And about 3 or 4 times he had a winning record, okay? And so I'm looking at this and I'm saying you were supposed to learn your lesson. And you're bringing a Super Bowl champion coach in Mike McCarthy, who's now 14 years and counting, chasing his second Super Bowl. Between him and Bill Parcells, Super Bowl champions at head coach, your playoff record is a combined 1-5. Here's my thing, though. Having said that, in terms of my disappointment with Jerry Jones and electing to stay with this as opposed to going all out to getting somebody like Bill Belichick, who's a 6-time champion, who would make folks uncomfortable and would be about accountability when it came to the players. Here's my problem. I cannot tell you how utterly disgusted I was when I almost lost it at the end of First Take yesterday when I heard Mike McCarthy said, you got a championship culture here. I'm like,
the amount of people, and seeing that the NFL now has 32 spots available for international players, I think it has gone anything beyond our imagination. We're really excited about the growth of it, and we're really excited to see where this continues to go.
Praise, we love your story too. You were born in Nigeria, you grew up in Scotland. How did you get introduced to the sport of football, and what types of opportunities has the IPP provided you?
Yeah, so I was 15 and my friend's brother came back from the States having watched some American football, and he was telling us the stories that, the crowds were crazy when people scored touchdowns, everything was crazy. So that day I went and looked up American football and I saw how electric the crowd was and what people were doing when people scored touchdowns, and I thought 2 things. I was like, I want to perform in front of those many people. I want people to be like, cheer me on, and I want to score touchdowns. And secondly, I feel like I can do this. I feel like I'm athletic enough, so why not? So from there, I always thought if I ever get an opportunity, I want to try to play football. And the IPP is such a good program because people with the ability but not the opportunity now have the opportunity to show that they have the ability to play football. And that's why it's such a blessing to be part of the IPP, to show my ability.
All I'm hearing, Praise, is that you better have one hell of a touchdown celebration when it comes to your time, buddy. The IPP's class of 2024 comes from diverse multi-sport backgrounds, like Praise's, with experience competing in track and field at the highest level. OC, how does this athletic diversity become an advantage for players, and how do you think it benefits the NFL?
Well, listen, it's an extremely important initiative. I think you have to understand, in America, there's 300-something million people. Across the world, there's 8 billion. You can't really expect all the best athletes to just be in the United States of America, right? They're everywhere. And, you know, for me, I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to come to America when I was either early in my career or early in my life. But there's so many people who never had that opportunity. So now we create this path when you give all these incredible athletes from all over the world the chance to come into the NFL. If I never